Okay, I didn't mean to cut it this short, but you know what? I'm gonna own it. Feel like it fits the vibe of the record. And you know what? I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to John Dudley Speaks. I'm your host, your new favorite superhero, Nasty Dude. Tinashe has been having herself a moment. The Kentucky singer-songwriter and dancer, years after her work in animation and film as a child, sprung onto the scene with the success of 2 On in 2014 featuring Schoolboy Q. Aquarius came later, and it's a solid pop R&B debut, showing off the bright future that Tinashe had in this lane. That is, until RCA screwed her over. 2016's Night Ride, while another effective pop R&B record, was practically buried by the label, therefore tanking Tinashe's chance to make a mark on the charts. Subsequently, Joyride saw her lean into the aesthetics of the time, sliding into a hip-hop R&B hybrid form that suited her skills, but didn't really fit what I think she was best at. Disbanding from RCA, Tinashe found management under Roc Nation, and promptly she released Songs for You in 2019, which was a huge win for her brand and her creativity. 2021's 333 continued this upward trend with delicious R&B and trap. And then last year's Baby Angel, reportedly the first of a planned trilogy, showed yet again that she has a special quality to her cerebral pop R&B hybrids that no one else can emulate. Then came Nasty, her biggest pop solo hit. And make no mistake, it's a total smash hit and one of my personal favorite songs of the year. So the hype for Baby Angel Part 2, aka Quantum Baby, has never been higher, and I gotta say, that hype is extremely warranted. With a limited suite of producers lined up for the production on this album, the project, like its predecessor, is aesthetically focused from the jump. No Such Thing, Felix, Ricky Reed, and Zach Sekoff do a great job in establishing a pop R&B template for Tinashe to slide into, while simultaneously instilling a level of personality that plays into the Mad Max futurism of the imagery surrounding the album's rollout. No Simulation fittingly features an ethereal build of triple-track vocals and subtle drum patterns, almost as if it's an envisioning of removing Tinashe from a simulation, serving as a booting up, so to speak, for the record. I was a big fan of the liquid drum and bass on Getting No Sleep, lacing the synthetic flourishes and staticky feedback with a low-key UK underground aura. And the Beyonce and Rihanna-inspired pop R&B of Thirsty has enough of a trap flavor to mesh with the spacious, uplifting synth touches, making it sound like a completely new hybrid. Similar to contemporaries like Chloe Bailey, Tinashe really shines over minimalist instrumentals like Red Flags and When I Get You Alone. And though not every element there works for me, the tone each track sets is tantalizing and endlessly intriguing. I made a video a little while back about why Nasty is one of the best songs of the year, and that holds true still with its droning synth passages and trap R&B drums. But No Broke Boys gives it a run for its money, adding a shade of glitzy 2000s pop R&B, yet never dulling the 2020s modern pop appeal, so it achieves the retro-futuristic aspects that Tinashe was aiming for. Right off the bat with No Simulation, Tinashe intriguingly attempts to make sense out of the complexities of modern relationships, and essentially establishes the thesis of the record while also establishing its tone and world. And from there, she keeps this thing thematically tight from start to finish, while loosely swinging to areas where she has an insane amount of fun, flaunting her unbridled confidence, and it's just great. When I Get You Alone may be derivative of some of the other themes across the record and may lose topical focus, but at the same time, that's not as much of a problem when the hooks at the core of this thing and the arrangements at the core of this thing are so damn good. Getting No Sleep expertly sets the scene with nondescript lyricism that tells a story and translates her connection to the listener, pushing us to read between the lines, which is how she treats most of her songwriting throughout the entire project. And it really works, especially on Nasty and Red Flags. But when she's fully transparent and raw, like on Thirsty, Cross That Line, and No Broke Boys, she comes across as creative, confessional, and abrasive in the best way, delivering us a full picture of her mental state even if she's not being direct about it. And that turns out to be an extremely impressive balance.
I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty girl, nasty. I've been a nasty, nasty.
Where Tinashe often thrives is in her expressive mic presence, and if Baby Angel was the apex in her confidence and personality and performance, Quantum Baby demonstrates her consistent progression as an artist, and how she can continually push the goalposts for herself. Obviously, I've spoken on the channel about Tinashe's cross between escalating melody and restrained vocal delivery on Nasty, but this record extends that balance into the rest of the track listing, providing a slight dissonance to the drum and bass tinged production. The dry, near-spoken word hook of Getting No Sleep is intriguing and elusive, aggressive, while tracks like Thirsty and No Simulation echo sensual shades of Beyonce in their smooth runs and stark vocals. On the other hand, Red Flags and Cross That Line leverage their confessional aspects with a suitably vulnerable atmosphere to match, connecting us to Tinashe's perspective and state of mind. But I think where she perfects her formula once again is on No Broke Boys, which benefits from slick, catchy verses that build into an awesome group chorus, one that's anthemic and bold yet extremely casual, fitting the vibe that Tinashe's curated up until this point. And although When I Get You Alone doesn't hold up when in comparison to the other tracks, it's Tinashe's never-ending charisma, tenderness, and cheerfulness that, at the end of the day, can't help but draw us into her world. Put simply, this is as close as you can get to an all-killer, no-filler pop R&B album, coming in at a tight 8 tracks in 22 minutes. While No Simulation serves as a bit of an introduction, it still does its job in effectively setting the scene, allowing the next 3 songs in particular to fly, none of the instrumental passages lagging or song progressions having a problem with pacing. And though it's not a perfect run in the midsection, the 1-2 punch of No Broke Boys and Nasty just feels like a victory lap for Tinashe in this era, ditching lovelorn crooning for club-ready bangers that end this record on a positive note. Usually I'd have a problem with placing a single at the end of the track listing, but here it fits with the progression of the record building to a carefree track like Nasty. So in the end, it really works for me.
Knew you'd be here 2 nights straight.
Yeah, this is my favorite Tinashe album by far, and yet another winner in a huge 5-year run. It's a throwback to the spirit of R&B club jams with a new, intoxicating twist that's sexy, sleek, and endlessly refreshing. And I can only hope that Volume 3 of this trilogy will keep that same energy, and honestly, I think it will. But hey, that's just my perspective. If you're a Tinashe fan, you gotta put this album on, and you gotta put it on repeat. And if you're in the market for a modern-day treatise on sexual politics soundtracked by engaging sonic palettes, you gotta give this one a spin. Alright, that's all I got. Bye!